Laura. What's up, Laura?
Oh,
Hey, baby, how are you?
I'm all right.
All right. I'm going to tell everybody I'm getting started.
All right.
Let's get this ball game rolling.
I'll be right back.
All right, no worries.
You hear me better?
Yeah, how are you?
I'm all right.
How was your I guess last week been? I don't remember. Were you here last week?
I believe so with the last assignment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually had a question about that.
Yeah.
So like, I wasn't able. I know I told you that same day I wasn't if I could turn it the next day,
Yeah.
but like I wasn't able to as well. So I'm asking right now if
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Yeah, because that has happened. I have to balance since I got my part time back. I'm trying to balance the part time and the schoolwork. So
Yeah, you're not the
yeah,
only one. So, is there anybody in here yet?
no,
All
I'm
right, so I'm
thinking
gonna get. You have my phone number, right?
right.
I mean, like my literal phone number.
I believe so. Yes, yes.
All right, if we get off of this by 11:45, call me.
Okay.
Do you have a pen?
Uh, Here, let me get a pencil.
Yeah, and I'll write and I'll give you my number. Don't say anything. I'm letting somebody else in. I'm just gonna say my number.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
817-714-2886.
Mhm.
What's up, Grace? And it's 817-714-2886.
Okay.
Oh, Grace is gonna chat us, and she's not gonna give us her voice. What weak sauce? What?
Hi.
Oh, there you are. That would have been weak sauce. Oh, here comes more kids. Woo! Ana Covarrubias. There she is. Catfishing with her photo. Let's see. I need to find. There's United Cells of Amesqua. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, so let me go back. Let Alan in here. There we go. Admit. Coolio. All right, we're gonna get started on time, noon. Oh, come on, is this not gonna expand? All right. Well, I got strange news. So I think I mentioned to you guys that I had my groomsman, one of the groomsmen in my weddings, his mother died about, I guess now it's close to a month ago. You guys do remember that in that message? Yes, no, maybe so. Let's see.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, Yeah, somebody said yes. The two of you guys said yeah. So anyway, I haven't had many people that have been touched by COVID um, in my life. Just that one instance until today, and then a friend of mine's dad is now on on a ventilator in the hospital. So it seems like it's my friend's parents that, you know, it's that age class, right? Those people that are older, um, or that do get this. It's really not a joke for people that are older. They get this, and it's a real problem. So anyway, I got that message today. Um, wasn't a good one. So I know it seems like, you know, a lot of stuff's going on, and with people wanting to get out and do things, and I get it. I mean, you can probably see I got a haircut. Ta-da! I was first. I wasn't maybe first in line, but I was definitely the first day ready to get a haircut because I do not like my hair getting long. So, you know, you feel like, hey, I want to get out and do something, and I get it. But when you guys do get out, please be careful. I know you guys are moving around and doing things, and I get it. I do things as well, but I'm just really careful to avoid people and just take precautions because you don't want to bring this home to your grandparents. I think it's probably for you guys to be more your grandparents that are really having the trouble. Not that anybody wants to get it, but it's certainly a real problem for a lot of people. All right. Well, we're going to get started at noon. Anybody have anything to share? So I guess I should probe then. Let's see who's here. So Alex, I'm trying to think of anything that I would add. We talked, I guess, before you came in. Maybe anybody else came in. Grace, how's it going with you? And let's see, Via Saran.
That's good.
Is it? Y'all still distancing?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a toughie. They'll always remember this, that's for sure. Let's see who else is here. Oh man, I jumped past people. Sonia, what about you guys in Garland? How is everything there?
Good. Everybody's still social distancing.
That's good. Abby Baker. Amesqua. Haven't seen you in a while. Have you been under a rock somewhere? Hello, Amesqua. Are you there, or is that just a figment of my imagination? Maybe it's a figment. Moreno communicated with you yesterday. What about you, Corvarobius? How's everything in Alvarado? Hello, Corvarobius. We unmuted you, Corvarobius. Can you hear us? Oh, she went ahead and muted herself back. She's like, I don't want to do, this is too private for me. Let's see what we're up to. 14. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get everybody down that's in here. And I'll take attendance for this. So Marino, Covarrubias, Baker, Angel. Let's see who else. Fish. Fish, I thought you were going to be at work.
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Just going to hang out? Did you get my message about the book?
Yes, I did. Thank you, sir.
All right, welcome. Let's see. FISA warrant. Rocio. here. Okay, it is noon. I am going to begin. So when you guys are taking a look at this, understand that I do have deadlines that I'm meeting. So Friday is the last day that I can take work from you guys. However, I don't finalize the grade book and my grade, literally finalize anything in the grade book until I believe it is Wednesday. So I can still, I think it's like my deadline's like Wednesday at midnight or something. They just say Wednesday, so I'm assuming midnight. Wednesday is maybe, I guess that's technically too late, so 11:59. But I'm going to get all the grades prepped and ready to go. However, I can make changes to existing grades. So if you do have a 0 for anything that's in the grade book, if you attend the Q&A that we're going to have with the rising freshmen, and it's going to be Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I will drop one of those 0s and replace it with a 100. I know some of you guys do have those things. As some of you guys have been working as well, if you have been working, you've been unable to get something done, all you have to do is reach out to me. A lot of people have been doing this and then like, hey, whatever, and they send some sort of proof that they were at work, and then I have been working with them to get those things done, outside of that time frame, the normal time frame that we've been working on things. But again, I will send the Zoom link for you guys to join this tomorrow. This is going to be hosted by a lady named Amy Pace. I don't know if Amy Pace was there when you guys were in middle school, but she is going to be the person that's going to be hosting this event, and she is going to be creating the event, not me. So I can't send you a link that I create. I have to wait for her, and supposedly she's going to create this event today. And in case that she doesn't, I don't want to, I don't want to say anything premature to say I'll send it today when I can't. Some of you guys are coming back to me and saying that, yes, you do know who Amy Pace was, that she was one of your teachers. She's going to be the host for this. And apparently many of you guys liked her as well. Okay, so this will be next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. I'm going to go over some things that you guys can be expected to ask. So I asked her, what are some of the things that the freshmen have been asking the 8th grade team about high school, and what are some questions that they have. So I do have some questions that you might should expect to answer, and we're going to go over those questions. But first, I want to know, do you guys want to see the video? Because it has been edited. Okay, I've got yes, yes, yes. It's sure is strange. Speaking of strange, they're strange trying to get into the class. It's kind of strange to have you guys chat, man. Please unmute yourself and use your mic to say something.
Yes.
Thank you, Jesus. I feel so. I have been very disciplined and isolating myself. And some of you guys just arrived, and I had given the news to you guys previously about a month ago. One of the groomsmen in our wedding, in Patty and I's wedding, his mother died of this about a month ago now. And outside of that, I've been pretty isolated from people that have had it. But I did get a message today that one of my other friends, his father has been put in the hospital and is now on a ventilator. And so they gave him, they induced a coma. He's not in a coma, like fell into a coma, but they did induce a coma so he didn't struggle. And they put him on a ventilator because he was unable to breathe. And so he's in the ICU. So I was saying this to you guys to say, I know if you guys, it's not, Texas isn't that, hasn't been hit all that hard. And it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal from a distance. And it doesn't to me either. I haven't, witnessed anybody with it per se, like, or, visually or physically actually come in contact with anybody with it to my knowledge. But I do know people who have, and it is of great consequence to those people that have some sort of compromised immune system or old or have underlying health issues. And for you guys, you're really young and you feel invincible, and you probably are relatively safe personally, but there are other people who aren't. And my friend's dad apparently was not taking this very seriously. and he was going out and about, and he contracted it. It wasn't here locally, though. It wasn't here locally. All right, so I am going to go ahead and begin to show you guys a video. Apparently, many of you guys said, yes, you want to see the video. I'm going to preface this by saying that not everybody was included, and I need to kind of delineate those reasons as to why. Some of the audio from some of the videos that were sent did not work very well. The format and like apparently speed that they were recorded, there were innumerable reasons that some of them were not able to get segued in very easily. Some of it was just literally the audio, and it was just so bad that she was unable to incorporate everyone. So if you don't see yourself, that's all the more reason to be there for the Q&A. And so the kids themselves are going to see this. I believe they're going to see this on Tuesday.
I have a question.
I'm sorry?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how is the Q&A gonna work? Like, is it like we're gonna go back and forth, or like is it an order that will answer the question?
So as I understand it, what she's going to have is the kids will have already kind of seen the video, and they're going to be asked like, which of these words of wisdom or reflections from the seniors do you find most important or applicable to you, and why? And so they will have already gone through this and have some discussion behind it. And then they're going to have some prepared questions for you guys when you guys get there. And they may note some of you guys from the video itself and call you out by name. Otherwise, they're just going to ask the question. There'll be kids that come on and they'll ask a question, and you guys feel free to just jump in and answer them and not chat, right? So like, this is not going to be a chat session where you're chatting back to the kids, but you're going to actually be, popping up on screen because you're going to be the person that's going to be, answering these questions, and they'll see your face or your avatar or whatever you guys have that represents you, and you'll be able to answer those questions. So probably be multiple questions that they're going to ask. I have a list of questions that some of these questions are some that they've already asked. Would you like to see the questions first or the video first? What do y'all want to do?
Video first.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and show the video, and then we'll get to some of the questions that they've already asked. Wow, there's a bunch of you guys now. Let me get a photo of this for attendance sake. God bless you. More of you guys that came in than is usual. All right. Yeah. That's great. Let's see if I'm all right. Screen share. Let's see. Ugly kids. I got a surprise for you guys next week too. I'm not going to say anything about it other than that. All right, let's go. I sound terrible, by the way. There we go.
Hi, I'm Brandon Pope, the DP biology teacher at Summit International Prep.
Listen to that redneck.
And I need this haircut really bad. We're on the Corona shutdown. And also, welcome to my garage. The seniors are about to depart from Summit, and they're going to become freshmen again. This time, they're going to be a freshman in the university. However, they were freshmen once as well, 4 years behind you. So they were going to offer you guys a few words of wisdom.
I guess
in a moment, you're
you.
going to get a chance to meet some of the seniors if you don't know them. Some of you guys may have them as brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, or uncles. But they're going to come by and they're going to give you some information about how to more successfully go through high school and some words of wisdom that they wish they hadn't understood prior to starting their journey at Summit. I am really looking forward to seeing how the class of 2020 is going to reach down to the class of 2024. And I look desperately forward to seeing you guys in room 207 in this fall. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
My name is Hamza Abdullahi, and I was part of Stuco for the past 2 years. And some word of advice I guess to the upcoming freshmen is to not take their freshman year for granted. So curate better and new habits that will help you prosper the next 4 years of your high school career.
My name is Kieran Aguirre. I spent most of my time in service projects working with conservation and as well as National Honor Society. And my word of advice is that in your freshman and sophomore years, you really need to get good at calendaring, because even though there's a lot of work, especially in your junior and senior year, it's not a lot to manage if you can just figure out when you can work and when to get your assignments done.
So my name is Alex, or Alexis, but people call me Alex. I just got showed up by two pretty good guys, but I wasn't really in anything. One piece of advice that I would give you guys would be that your freshman and sophomore years are the easiest, so do your best, the best you can in those, because playing catch up junior and senior year is really hard.
Okay, hi, I'm Lucille, and I'm part of National Beta, and I'm attending Sam Houston State University in the fall. And some advice I'd give to the freshmen is to keep your head up and to start managing your time managing skills, because it will become really important once you get to your junior and senior year.
Hi, my name is Andrea. I'll be attending UNT in the fall. And then a piece of advice I would give is just to join as many clubs as you possibly can during your time. Like a club is a really easy way to meet new people, have fun, and get close to the staff. And that's something that I'll miss personally.
So I'm Abby Baker, and dyslexia is bad. I did not realize that.
Baker's
I was
dozen.
part of National Beta Club for 3 years, and I would recommend just always remembering that everyone is human and try and be compassionate and caring towards others, even when it may seem that they're not doing the same to you.
Hi, my name is Caleb Embry. I've been going to Summit in 6th grade. I'm in Data Club, one on society, and I play varsity volleyball all high school. And my advice would be to not go on your friends, to don't come and go, and to always work hard from the beginning, especially here, because I know it sounds very good. And just make sure that you participate in as much as you can for a better experience in high school, especially at Summit, and stay positive.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and my advice is to explore your interests outside of school and find out what you really enjoy doing outside of like homework and sports.
My name is Samira, and advice that I would give is to get involved. And like what I mean by that is joining clubs that you could be interested in, and by doing that you can develop friendships and also be able to talk to other people. And I guess that it is useful being able to talk to people and teachers, being able to communicate.
Hi, my name is Angel Floriano. Angel, you might recognize me or my last name because my brother's in your grade. One thing I would say is, as smart as you think you are, or like as talented as you think you are, or how fast you can complete your assignments, don't wait until the last minute, because it will come back to bite you in the butt. Like a planned effort, even though it might take longer, is gonna end up better than a last-ditch panicking effort. Always.
Hi, my name is Isabel Jaffor. I was part of the Summit Robotics team, and my advice for incoming freshmen would be to always challenge yourself in your younger years, because then you'll be more prepared for what's going to happen in your junior and senior year. So don't just get used to that easier work. Always challenge yourself.
Hello, my name is Montana Glenn, and some advice that I would give to the class of 2024 is to never give up and to always be at your best, because your freshman year is really it sets the ball rolling. So you want to start off at the top, because like always being at the top is what's gonna set you off for your upcoming years.
Hi, my name is Adrian Lopez, and my biggest tip for Summit is just to do your homework the second you get it, so you don't ever have to worry about it, because homework is probably the easiest way to get an A in any class. And as long as you do that, you can keep your GPA up, which is going to be very important because playing catch up is very, very difficult in the later years.
Meat without feet.
Hey, so my name is Frida Marquez, and my advice to upcoming freshmen is that every year counts, and all the work you put in is gonna count at the end, and to join every club you can.
Hi, my name's Brianna, and one piece of advice for you is to accept the fact that many changes are about to happen, and that you may gain or lose friends, and you shouldn't dwell on the past, and set long-term goals for yourself in your future.
Hi, my name is Dania, and a piece of advice I'd like to give y'all is it's okay to joke around during class, but if a class is important, you shouldn't undervalue it, because you're later gonna struggle in class. And don't badmouth people. Just like choose peace, and it's easier that way. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Lunawa. I've been in 15 clubs over the course of high school, and what I can really just say about that is, like, participation is key at Summit. There's going to be a lot of events put on by the teachers, put on by the students, put on by your peers, and just don't be the kid that's like, oh, that's going to be so lame, that's going to be like so cringy, because 9 times out of 10, you never know until you actually go to it. And some of the best moments that we've had in high school were always the ones where no one expected it to be as good as it was. So, and even if it is not as good as it could be, it's not like you're doing anything. Like, it's memories, even if it's just even the flop. So yeah, just enjoy everything. In class, try and relate what you're learning to your own life. So, and it'll just help you memorize it more. So yeah, participation is everything.
I'm Colin Plowden. I'll be going to Texas Tech for engineering. The reason why I chose this degree is because of my involvement with robotics. I was the captain of 3355, so you should check them out. I do have 2 words of advice for y'all. Number 1 is that your career starts now. Get good grades for your classes because colleges will be looking at them and evaluating you. And number 2 is aim high for goals. Me personally, I aimed high for military academies, but I settled for tech. I'm happy. Don't be discouraged if you don't reach your goals, because the next best thing is around the corner. And most importantly, out of everything, be happy with yourself.
Hey, my name is Gabby. I'm going to Southeastern Nova, Florida. I was the vice president and co-founder of the GSA. My best advice for you would be to, 1, have fun, and then 2, if you really don't do well in class, like, study for tests. Because those tests, like, I didn't do well in school, but those tests were able to save me, and now I'm going to a really good college, and it's not that costly.
Hi, my name is Daniela, and my piece of advice is that high school has a different workload than middle school, so you really have to focus on your time management skills and don't procrastinate. Don't stress out too much and get yourself overwhelmed, and don't forget that working hard from the beginning of high school is very important, so push yourself to work hard to accomplish all your goals.
Panda bear.
Hi, my name is Janet Suarez, and my piece of advice is to try to get to know the people that you surround yourself with every single day. So try to get to know your teachers. As hard as it is, especially for me, because I'm a really shy person, it gets easier over time, and now I really regret not spending as much time as I could have trying to get to know my teachers, and I mean, they're people too.
I'm a robot.
Hi, my name is Valeria. I was part of Spanish Honor Society, Kid Club, and Student Council. A piece of advice I will give you is you want to have a study group with people that you know would do the work, not with, like, if you have friends and you know they're not going to do the work, don't do it with them. Have it with somebody, even if you're not really friends, but you know that they're going to help you with whatever you don't understand. And know how to manage your time.
so it can be easier for you, and also get involved in clubs so you can get a better experience.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Warren, and I have been here since before Summit was Summit. I would say to basically the way that you should go about your years is make it for you and the rest of your class. Don't do it just to be there.
My name is Jairus Walden, and some advice that I wanted to give you from someone who procrastinates. Don't do that, because as other people said, high school is different. Different kind of workload, especially since you go to Summit and it's an IB school. So if I'm able to do it, I got accepted into many colleges. So what I want you to do is I want you to strive for greatness and do your work the first time, study, get help from other students, get help from teachers, and you use all your resources if possible.
And I'm going to be UT Austin to study computer and electrical engineering. And the clubs that I was involved in were SAMES, National Honor Society, Beta Club, Keep Up, and I made my own club, the Alpha Summit Leadership Club. The tip that I would give to you guys is to formulate study plans for each class. For example, for English, have multiple drafts. And then for mathematics, do your homework at least a day earlier so that way if you get stuck with a problem, you can go ask the teacher for help. And for science, make sure that you do practice problems so that you're successful on the tests.
Hi, my name is Omar De La Cruz. In August, I'll be attending UNT Dallas. One of the clubs I was participating in was Spanish Honor Society, Alpha Summit Leadership Club, and also a lot of after-school activities. So one of the main things I would suggest that you do is take a good consideration of the person you are and your abilities in school. So in school, in class, definitely there are a lot of people that are able to get decent grades, really good grades without studying or even paying attention. And it's very easy to get influenced by them. But it's really important that you understand what you're capable of. And you're the only person that knows when you need help or when you have difficulty understanding something. So I highly suggest that you take a good look at yourself and understand what you're working with before you even start working.
It's good advice, Screws.
I'm Herson Arieta, and the clubs I participated in were Alpha Leadership Club and Spanish Honor Society, and also some art clubs throughout my sophomore year. And the university I'll be attending to is UNC Denton. And some advice I want to give to you is be yourself. Don't be really like the person who's acting differently to please a certain group of people. And certainly it will apply throughout the full course of high school. That's pretty much what I had to say.
Oh crud! I'm texting only one person. I'm sorry. Shoot.
Next. Silva, I think that was you, but I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, sorry.
Sure go, Silva. Yes.
My name's Andrea Silva, and I'm going to attend UNT in Denton. My clubs that I joined was robotics, and advice that I would give to someone was to always keep a planner. Even if you don't have a physical one, you can always use your phone's calendar, which I personally use because my phone would give me notifications like a week or a day before any major event.
Go. little bit. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Alicia Small, and in high school, I participated in National Beta Club, Lexington Alliance, and Jensen Diamonds. And in August, I will be attending Spelman College. So my advice to the upcoming freshmen is to always stay true to yourself and manifest positivity in your life. So life is just a manifestation of your thoughts. So if you think negative, then that's what you're going to get. So just think positive about everything going into the new year. Have positive thoughts. It'll be times where you get down, but you have to always pull out the positive in every situation. And that will help.
All right, so my name is Victor Martinez, and I will be attending the University of Texas at Arlington. I participated in yearbook, Tea Club. I was in soccer at some time. Some advice I would give to freshmen is to always worry about your friends because they might not be there all the time for you, and they might not be your friends the whole time. And then the every grade matters. Like a simple homework grade could be the difference between an A and a B. So yeah, keep that in mind.
My name is Nia Strange. In the fall, I will be attending Tyler Junior College. In high school, I was the president of BSA. I was a part of Gems and Diamonds, and I dabbled in a few sports, volleyball and track. Some advice that I would give to y'all is just to take your first 2 years of high school seriously. For me, I didn't. I kind of played around a little bit, and that hurt me in the long run. Not too bad because I didn't play around too much, but still, if you take your first 2 years of high school seriously, it'll make your last 2 a lot easier, and it'll give you a lot more opportunities for when you start applying to colleges.
Lopez, Jenny.
Look at you, Jenny. You're sideways.
All right, there you go.
Of course.
Hi, my name is Jenny Lopez, and in 2020, I will be going to UTA at Arlington. And some clubs that I went to during my senior year and throughout high school were Dungeons and Dragons, which was really fun with Abby. Shout out to you. And art club for a short time, which I really enjoyed, as well as a bit of robotics, even though I didn't get to participate as much as I really wanted to. And some advice I would give to freshmen were, even when you're working really hard, it's also really important to de-stress, even if it's just for 10 minutes or so. It makes all the difference to your overall mental health and will surely help you in the long run.
Hi, my name is Grace Nguyen. Throughout high school, I was involved in quite a couple of things. I've done NHD, science fair. I'm class vice president. I was year for better in chief, and in the fall I'll be attending Dartmouth College. So my biggest piece of advice are just to surround yourself with good people because you often take on the habits and traits from the people you surround yourself with, whether or not you're aware of it. And also just to really just enjoy it. Freshman year was my favorite year out of all my years at high school. I think really being able to take the time to really find what it is you like and making the most out of it before things start to actually get serious or get more serious in sophomore year was really beneficial for me and my overall high school experience.
Hey, Daniel.
Right. My name is Daniel Mendoza. I was in 2 major clubs that I participated in, Key Club and National Beta Club. What you really want to do is participate heavily in maybe 2 or 3 clubs so that the colleges see that you transition from like maybe 9th grade all the way to 12th grade. They want to see the dedication and that you have the motivation to stay within one club and not just leave and join a new one. And also they want to see an upward trend in grades. So if you have like maybe let's say A, B's, and C's the first year, then just try to aim for like A and B the second year, and then maybe try to go all for A's the last year. So that's all my advice for y'all.
So it'll be Silva, then Lloyd. I'm sorry. You're right. It's Lloyd. I'm sorry.
Hi, my name is Fiona Lloyd. I will be attending Texarkana College. The stuff I was in was Gems and Diamonds, and I played basketball. And I would say, like, to finish work, and then, like, and then turn out work in before it's time to time for your next class. That's all.
So just, there's joining clubs for the sake of obviously, because you could join clubs, and me personally, my entire friend group was in the same club. So we basically just hang out after school and we all do the same clubs. And even just more than that, clubs are good just for resume building. Like when you get to colleges, and colleges are gonna look at your resume, and the more clubs that are there, the more likely they're to give you money, and the more likely you are to get accepted. It's just, they're such an integral part of high school that a lot of people sleep on really. And yeah, you'll really enjoy yourself, and you'll be thankful for once you get to senior year.
All right, anybody else before we sign off?
Yeah, just stay humble. That's also really important, I think, that freshmen struggle with. Like you're coming from being 8th graders, but now you're freshmen, you don't know what's going on. Try and find someone who does know what's going on, and just, be humble. Like, just go with it. That's one of my things that I think freshmen should know.
Another thing is remember to have fun. It's not that serious ever. So, don't get into fights with people. Just stay in your own lane and just have fun.
That don't limit yourself. Like with everything that you do, don't limit yourself. Put yourself, do it to your best ability plus some. So don't limit yourself to the clubs that you join. Don't limit yourself to the friend group that you have. Have multiple friend groups. Be friends with everybody, whoever you want. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's your life. You're gonna have to live with your choices and what you do in your life. So yeah.
Okay, if there's nobody else, I'm going to sign off. Allie put in the chat box not to stand in the hall, and I agree with her. Don't just stand there in the hall whenever we're passing classes. You're in the way. If anybody else has something, I can take up to 2 more, then I'm going to end it.
Okay, I have one. If you do choose to go into art, but once you actually are able to make that choice in junior year, don't go into art just because you think it's going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of work that you have to do in projects and PowerPoints, everything. So it's not just an easy A. Putting that out there.
But psychology is hard.
Yeah.
Take art.
Theater is not easy either, so don't bet on that. You've got a lot of papers to do on that. It's deceiving. I think that's an option for y'all. We didn't get that option. Do film. See what that's like. I don't know what that's like.
Do whatever makes you happy.
We got 3 papers. That's how it feels.
Okay, guys, I love you guys, and you guys stay safe. I will really look.
All right, that's essentially it. Yeah, so you know that there were several of you guys that did not make it, and for that I really apologize. There's not much I could do in terms of that. I wasn't in charge of the editing either. If you guys want to say something, go ahead and chime in. I'm going to come back. Literally, speak. I don't want to keep going to the chat box. I need to share the questions with you. So these are some of the questions that you can be expecting from them, because these were shared with me from Amy, Miss Pace. And what are the best clubs to join? And I really don't like that question. I think you guys, whomever answers that, if that is in fact asked, I think you ought to say why it is the best club to join, not just to say, hey, it's, Gems and Diamonds or Beta Club or whatever it may be. You need to come in and explain why that club would be the best club to join. I thought this was a really good question. How much time do you actually spend studying? So that's a pretty good question. I think like on health, or no, it wasn't on health. It was De La Cruz. So De La Cruz had mentioned that, you know, there are some people who are going to be able to come in and they're not going to spend that much time studying. That if especially, you know, some people have the intellectual capacity to just casually sit in class and make B's. I don't think that that's possible to make A's, because we're in AP. It doesn't require as much discipline, but it's a little more thoughtful, I think, in terms of examinations. IB takes an enormous amount of discipline. There's a lot of work to do. So you're going to have to actually get down and get busy. So time studying, you might even want to incorporate not just time that you're studying, but actually time that you're committing to executing certain tasks like IAs or papers or extended essay or whatever it may be. And speak to that. And you might even want to speak to that by grade. So like as a freshman, I spent 30 hours a week. As a senior, I spent, 20 hours a week, or maybe vice versa. Maybe it was hard, really easy for you your ninth grade year, and you didn't get to where you had to spend less time, but you had to spend more time. It's going to be dependent upon the person. How do you participate in class and ensure that your needs are met? So some people are really, really bashful. And they may not want to, and I'm trying to imagine the kid that asked this question. There's probably some kids that are bashful, that feel like they're overlooked, and they have overarching questions for a particular lesson that isn't answered. Maybe they're not getting the point to start out with, and so they're kind of lost initially. What could they do? So if that ever happened to you, what did you do? Did you speak up in class? Did you speak up after class? Did you get into study groups? What is it that you did to make sure that your needs were met within and maybe even with outside of the class? Should I decide to play sports? How do you balance classes? So, that sounds like that would be something for Allie, Glenn, Bembry, some of you guys that were athletes. You guys can speak to that. And athletics is always important to a subset of the population, and they really need to think about how they're going to balance that. I'm trying to think who else was in there. Douglas was in athletics. If anybody else I'm overlooking, I apologize. What do I do if class isn't fun and I want to earn a good grade? Well, this is something that I say to my daughter, but it may be
sucks to suck.
I'm sorry?
If it's not fun, sucks to suck. That's how it is.
That sucks to suck. I tell my daughter something similar. I'm just like, hey, not everything is fun. So an example for her playing the piano, when she first started playing the piano, she wasn't that great. Who is, right? You're learning to play it. And she's like, well, this isn't fun. I said, so what? You're learning to do something. It's not going to be fun until you have learned it. That is kind of the deal. If you think that everything has to be fun, baby, I've got, news. Life is not always going to be chock full of pleasantries. So you might need to, steady these kids to that fact. And sometimes fun is what you make it. You can find fun in everything. And I think Blue spoke to that, to, try to find ways to relate class to you. If the teacher isn't, if not, directly ask the teacher how it is related to them. I don't know. There's a lot of things that you could bring up there, but these are things I want you to marinate on prior to coming on Wednesday. Why is getting behind in class such a bad thing? I'd love to hear from your perspective. For me, everything's scaffolds. Like if you don't get class in the first week of school, you're probably going to have a very difficult time understanding what's going on the second week of school, because everything is layered, right? It's very hard to understand ecology if you don't understand respiration and photosynthesis. And it's hard to understand photosynthesis and respiration if you don't understand polarity and biomolecules. So you really need to understand that everything is going to be related. And if you're really weak right off the bat, you're probably setting yourself up for failure. But you guys will have other ways to speak to that. I'm going to try to stay completely quiet, which will be hard. How did you decide on what you were going to study in college? So I don't know. That's multivariant. Who knows how many people are going to chime in on that one. I could see a lot of you guys coming in and talking about it. And they're interested apparently in hearing this, even as 8th graders are considering these things. why are there certain people you trusted in high school to help? Who are there certain people? I'm sorry, I got something blocking this. Yeah, are there certain people you trusted in high school to help that can reach out to that I can reach out to? You know, there probably are, and it's probably different for different people. So the person that say Victor wanted to reach out to, maybe that was Chastain. And then maybe the person that, I don't know, Desi wanted to, or Fish wanted to reach out to, or who she felt close to, maybe that was somebody else. Maybe that was Shanta Kumar. I don't know. Whomever it was that you guys were, had as a sounding board, you might want to talk to them about that so these kids know who it is they can go talk to. Not everything warrants going to see the counselor. Maybe it's just something that they need to get off their chest or just ask a question about, and who would be somebody that they know would afford them that time. So these are the questions that I know that have been posed to Amy Pace though so far, and that is, again, that's the person that's going to be hosting this meeting. So you should think about these questions and think about how you would respond to these questions. If what somebody else has said is exactly the same or even close to what you were going to say, I wouldn't try to chime in. I would let that person answer that question and then not come back and echo their answer, so that we get the opportunity to hear as many of the questions as possible.
Is this like an hour long?
It is. So it is literally going to be an hour long, and I would expect the kids to want to talk even longer. I mean, there's a lot of 8th graders, like 150 of them. I'm not kidding. There's that.
How many can be in one chat?
I know. So I'm a little, that was my last thing. I don't know exactly. So the likelihood that some of us get dropped is pretty high. I know that since we've started, I've seen repeatedly 3 or 4 of you guys get dropped from the call and have to come back, and I've had to let you join again. So we'll have to bear, bear that in mind. That's going to be something that we're going to have to tolerate. And again, if you have a question, just ask out loud. We're going to sign off in a second. I have to meet with freshmen again at 1 and 3 o'clock. Those kids are killing me, by the way. Jesus. Alex, sorry. Why are they killing me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are 14 of them that just decided they were going to come in and start doing the work this week. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And I'm not having them just, do a multiple choice question and move on. You guys know me better than that. So they actually have to learn something. And so it's pretty tough. So I'm meeting with a lot of these kids to get them caught up. I think I stopped working last night at 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning with some of them. And I don't know. Well, we got to get this done by tomorrow. So. And I don't know what all the circumstances prevented them. I assume that most of them were just chilling at the house playing Fortnite, like I don't know, many kids across the country. But if you decide that you're going to try to pull your head out of your tail now, I'll try to help you right now. Any other questions before we take off?
Wednesday at 2.
Wednesday at 2, and I'm going to send the Zoom invite. I'm going to send it tomorrow. She's going to create the invite, not me, so I'd send it to you now if I had it. But she said that she's going to create it today. I don't want to promise you that I'll send it to you today, because she may send it to me late, and then I'm going to be working with these freshmen. I know I'll be able to do this tomorrow, because I don't have any classes tomorrow. I know that. So all I'll be doing is just reading this work coming in from the freshmen and giving tons and tons of feedback. Anybody wants to come over to the house and pick up a computer, I'll give you my password. You have to stay 6 feet away from me, and you guys are qualified to give feedback on what I'm having them do. So you want to do it? Come on. Just stay 6 feet away from me on the back porch. Anything else from you guys? Okay. Oh, hold on. I know. I wish that there's several of you guys that are saying that you wish that you weren't having to work, and I understand, and I congratulate you guys that are. I know a lot of you guys are really working hard. I would also tell you guys, if you've got spare time and you can still apply for scholarships, do it. I bet scholarships are few and far between next year. The economy is really taking hits. It isn't going to be extremely important for you guys to stay. If you get a scholarship, to keep it. Oh my God, some of you guys have said that they rescinded scholarships. For those of you guys that did that, could you mind texting and saying why? Did they rescind it because they didn't have the funds? Some of you guys set private chats too. Yeah, so there's even more of you guys that are coming in, and that's the deal. So Blake is having to reapply for his, and this is something that I had read about. I actually picked up an educational journal, and it was one of the stories about scholarships that they probably are going to be very, very few and far between. So what you're going to need to do is, if you have one, I need you to work hard and keep it this year. If you can get any more scholarships over the summer, apply for them, get them, and then make sure that you do the best job that you can with, keeping those scholarships, because a lot of the foundations that support these scholarships those foundations are grounded in stock prices, and it's going to be really important that you guys understand that those funds probably are going to be pretty thin for the next couple of years as the economy comes back online. All right, I'm going to leave you guys be. I'm going to meet with freshmen at 1 o'clock. I will send you that invite tomorrow. Take care. Be good.
Bye, Pope.
Bye, kiddo.